A little over a year ago, I got my first rated level in Geometry Dash. As you can see here, I have my creator points, I'm not lying to you. Since then, I haven't really uploaded too many levels. I've been taking a break from the game, but I still find creating very fun and enjoyable. Now, I know I'm not the best creator by any means, but for me, this was a huge achievement in my creating career, and nothing else could match the excitement I had whenever I got my very first raid. I remember logging on, I was just on my account and I refreshed and it was just there. That was awesome. Because for about a year before that, I was just trying to get a rated level. I would spend so many hours in the editor trying to think, trying to create new designs and everything. And I thought that was like the pinnacle of creating, getting a rated level. I thought that was just the climax that you could hit. I tried uploading a bunch of different types of levels and tried getting a lot of them rated. And I pretty much failed at getting all of them rated. But now I finally understand like what it takes to get a level rated and what level of quality you need to have. I think I'm just gonna try and get done this level real quick. For a long time, I believed like mainly one concept when it came to creating. I thought that if your level was cool enough and you put in enough effort, Rob would eventually just see it and you would get your level rated. It was that simple, which is partially true. But what I've come to realize now is that that's like not the case at all. Here's an example of a level I made about 2 years ago. It's called Dice Roll. This was back in 2.1. I even had a really popular creator comment on my level, which gave me so much hope that this would be the one. Then I went and did level request streams for maybe a month, and I finally got my level played. But however, it ended up not getting sent, and the level never really got noticed. But the feedback he gave me after playing my level kind of stuck with me. He told me that it just looks like everyone else, which I thought was really interesting. And what I learned was that to get your level rated, you need to be doing something unique and different, and that significantly increases your chances of a moderator liking it, which is why it's so much more important to find your own style of creating, which will make mods more interested in your work because it's different than what they've been seeing. But even with good deco and being pretty unique, you still might not get your level rated. And there could be a couple reasons for this. One could be your deco just isn't good enough, but that's usually not likely nowadays because there's so many tutorials and other things out there that can help you get better. The main reason is just they're not seeing it, which admittedly is pretty frustrating and is the main problem with the rate system nowadays. But the worst thing you can do is quit, because it's not always about the stat on your account. Sometimes it's just about being creative and having fun, which is what I really enjoy about this game, which is why I keep coming back to it. And also note that your levels don't need to be perfect to get rated. I see this a lot with newer creators where they try to make like the biggest next masterpiece. When it actually comes down to it, they can't create it. Which is why I recommend whenever going for your first raid, you try to keep it somewhat simple, because making a simple good level that's pretty unique is much easier than creating an outstanding level as your very first solo. It's also worth noting that this process is completely luck based, which is the sad truth, but it is the truth. And you have to understand that before trying to go for your first raid. Some of the best ways of trying to get your level seen is sending it to moderators. There are tons of moderators that do level requests almost every day, and you can just pray that I see your level. Also, when you're trying to go for your first raid, one thing I always try to tell people is leverage your strengths. So let's say you're really good at effects. You want to try to make a level that maybe is centered around effects, maybe not in a modern art design style level because you think those get rated more often. You want to leverage what you're good at, which will help you create a better level overall and honestly improve your overall creating process. I mean, for me, I'm pretty good at making effects, so that's what I tend to make my levels around. But whatever you're good at, just use that to your advantage. Also, one thing to note, don't get discouraged so easily. Creating is a long process, and you most likely won't get your first level that you ever create rated, which is fine. It's all part of the process. Make sure you're trying to improve what you're doing, or else you'll never get better. Always ask for feedback, and always make sure that you like what you're building. Because if you don't like what you're building, then what's the point in creating at all? And when you enjoy what you're building, you're going to want to build more, and therefore get better at creating, which will then in turn allow you to get your first rated level. Anyways, I have a lot more I could talk about regarding the creation process and a bunch of other stuff, but that's about it for me. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing, and have a good day.